It is Thursday, January 22nd, 2026 at 6 p.m. I would like to call the South Washington County Telecommunications Commission to order. We are in the City of Cottage Grove Council Chambers. And Executive Director Schweithuth, could you please do the roll call?
Commissioner Downs.
Here.
Commissioner Thiede.
Here.
Commissioner Bloom.
Here.
Commissioner Date.
Here.
Commissioner James.
Here.
Commissioner Polta.
Here.
Also present is Legal Attorney Michael Bradley, Lonnie Garland, myself, Ann Schweithuth.
Our next item on the agenda is public comment. We do not have anyone present in the audience. I hope everyone is at home staying warm. Otherwise, we would have had a lot of people here.
Yeah, right.
I will be next looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved. So the next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. I'll be looking for a motion to approve that.
Motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, the consent agenda is approved. We'll next move on to our reports. We'll start with the staff report.
Good evening, Commissioners. Wanted to bring some final year data to you from 2025. There'll be a full annual report coming later, but this is just a look at where we landed with some of the numbers. We recorded 147 city meetings. The 153 in parentheses is what we did last year, so just as a comparison. We created 192 video productions. We had 214,931 YouTube views. And our subscribers on YouTube increased by 390. So those are all good numbers. We're happy with those. This is a look at our top 10 videos that were viewed, and these views are views from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, so they're, a little higher. Cottage Grove Food Truck Festival promo was shared by Discover Cottage Grove, which is one reason that got such good play out there. It was a very popular event as well. Metro Microbus was a video that we did in the city of Woodbury, and then the Guess the Stash was a online kind of fun poke at Movember for the Cottage Grove Fire Department, so that was kind of fun. Mayor Burt did a construction reel, and people really like construction news. The From Collapse to Comeback we brought here to the commission and you watched. It was about the heart attack victim in Woodbury. Bang's Kitchen, popular restaurant that opened in Cottage Grove. That was the ribbon cutting. And then Woodbury Tree Replacement Rebate Program. I think people were just really interested in that program because they got money for planting a tree back in the city of Woodbury. People love history in the city of Cottage Grove. How Cottage Grove got their street names was very popular. And also the case management unit with Riggs. K9 dogs always do a good. And then Nikki did a piece back in, I think, January last year, backyard ice rinks. A lot of people put up those backyard ice rinks in their neighborhood, and so she did a piece about a group that did that. So that's a look at our top 10. Wanted to bring you some updated photos of our new office at Central Park. The sign is officially up, which is very exciting. We had that created by Image 360 in Woodbury, and they hung that a couple of weeks ago. They put if you can go back one, yep, thanks, Lonnie. The sign is a dimensional sign, so it looks nice and crisp when you're coming down the hallway. And then on the door, there's some door decals that, also indicate what suite number we are, which is number 200, if anybody is curious. And that's all done. And then some pictures of the inside of the office. Still has a few punch list items to go, but is very, very close. They've got all the glass in there. It's frosted where it needs to be frosted. All the doors are in. We're just really down to a couple electrical outlets being put in and some data ports, and it's looking very nice. Everybody who goes in there always says the same thing, that they're so excited about how it looks. Timeline, we have a timeline. We're preparing now. We're purging as we speak. We're going to be packing the week of February 23rd. The move is scheduled for March 2nd. That is approved through the city. We have the movers scheduled, and everything is lined up for that. And Forte will be coming in to kind of decommission our equipment. Then they will be reinstalling it that week of March 3rd. We hope to light the studio the week after and be fully back up and running. So we're excited about that. We are working on scheduling an open house ribbon cutting. We've been talking with both the Woodbury and Cottage Grove area chambers. We want to do a joint ribbon cutting that they're both excited about. They've kind of indicated that 3 p.m. is a good time to get the business community out there. We want to have, the business community, city staff, as many elected officials as we can get, and commission directors that can attend as well. But we're looking at a 2 to 4 open house that people can kind of check out the new space, and then a 3 o'clock ribbon cutting. The 2 dates that we're looking at, where everybody says are good so far, are May 12th or 14th. I just was looking for any feedback, if anybody had a strong feeling about either of those days. One's a Tuesday and one's a Thursday. And obviously not everybody will be able to come, and we'll just try to get as many as we can.
May 12th,
12?
slightly better maybe.
Okay. Either day works for our staff and everybody else I've checked, so. Great.
Definitely don't want you to plan it around me, but I have a better chance of being in town on May 12th.
Okay. Yeah, either day really works for us, so the 12 is perfectly fine. Always good to get those done earlier in the week, too, so.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is the staff report. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you.
So did I see, our next executive committee meeting is going to be at Central Park?
Yeah, we have reserved the Prairie Room upstairs right by our office for all our executive meetings. And that will be on the 26th, right before we move, so.
Before you move in, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know that there'll be a ton on that agenda, so we may look at canceling it, but it would be nice just to go over there so everybody could see the space, too. So, yeah.
So that's the room upstairs next to your office area?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
used for senior programming during the day,
Yep,
and then we'll have it that night.
right, perfect.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, we can move on to the legal report.
Well, Happy New Year. Good evening, Chair and members. My report is in your packet. The highlights of it are that we filed on behalf of the commission comments and reply comments at the FCC in a notice of inquiry proceeding related to broadband. And we just submitted comments to the FCC telling them that they had no authority over broadband and they should stop doing what they are looking at doing, which is preempting local government. Thought those comments went in well. I think they were well received. We did work with the City of Cottage Grove City Attorney and the City of Woodbury City Attorney on formulating specific responses to items that were mentioned about those two cities by one of the commenters. So we were pleased with the result. Otherwise, I had a chance to present in the Hamptons in Massachusetts in December. And I spoke on community media funding. It was a sustainability of community media. And it actually went really, really well. And met some people that had some success in other states for community media funding. So it was a good conference. I'll be speaking to the Minnesota Municipal Attorneys Conference here in early February to talk about broadband franchising and the experience that you all had here. And then about a week later, then I'll be presenting at the ACM West conference in Sacramento about all those other things that I just talked about. So happy to answer any questions that you might have. That's my report.
What's your level of concern that they would federally preempt the broadband issue?
Chair, members, I'm always concerned that there will be an attempt to preempt. So that doesn't go away, and it doesn't go away no matter which administration is. But I feel fairly confident that if it went on appeal, that local governments would be successful. We've been successful in the past challenging similar types of efforts. Yeah.
And are you concerned that Comcast is engaging in shenanigans to try to get around paying us?
Well, as your advocate, I'm always wanting to make sure that the franchisee is paying its obligations as it's required to by its contract. We will be doing a franchise fee review this year for the last 2 or 3 years. And we'll see what the financial expert has to say.
Any other questions? All right, we will move on to unfinished business. We have one topic, which is 2026 officer nominations, and Commissioner James has a report for us.
Yes, this was fairly simple. Our nominating committee of myself, Commissioner Downs and Commissioner Davis met really briefly after the last meeting. And since all 4 of the current officers are only at their first year point, everyone was on board with keeping the slate of nominated officers to stay the same for 2026 as it was for 2025. So I would put forward a motion, I guess, to approve the slate unless there's any nominations from the floor. I don't know. Do we have to do that?
We do,
Yeah.
but just for posterity, do you mind naming the
Yeah.
roles and the nominees?
Yes. So for 2026, the chair will be Andrea Date, the vice chair will be Barb Wilczek, treasurer will be Patrick Downs, and the secretary will be Brian Bloom.
Are there any other additional nominations? Are there any other additional nominations? Are there any other additional nominations? Okay, then I will be looking for a motion to approve Commissioner James's recommendations and the
I move
recommendations.
to approve the recommendation.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay,
Okay.
motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, that is approved. Looking forward to serving with you all for one more year.
Excellent.
The next item is new business, and we don't have any. So we'll move on to commissioner comments and requests.
So, as I usually like to do, I like to talk money, right? Looking at the fourth quarter report that was in the packet, and it said to December 25th, do we expect any additional 2025 revenue or expenses to be booked to 2025?
No, we don't.
So looking at it, we're substantially below, probably to the tune of about 300,000, was it?
Yeah.
Something like that in terms of revenue. And expenses were just a touch over our budget. Okay, if I went back to last month's report and looking at, I guess one question is if to try to hit what we're budgeting next year, we're going to have a substantial uptick in revenue. And number one question would be is, do we know where that's going to come from, or do we need to adjust our numbers? Because otherwise, at this point, where next month or next year, this 2026, we were projecting a slight loss. It would now be more like 400 grand. And as it turns out, this year's loss was substantial. So the other thing that I would like to see is what our plan is and what the state of our funds balance is and per our policy and such going into 2026 here.
We'll definitely have a year-end financial report coming up once we get the Q4 revenue from the company. And then we'll have all the numbers in and we'll do an end-of-the-year look at that. I think you bring up a good point. I think we ended with a total expense of $1,658,772. And we're budgeting next year's expenses at $1,655,000. So I see your point that there's not a big decrease that we can plan for there. And we're going to have to account for that and make sure that we watch our pennies and don't spend $1,658,000 because we probably won't
Find some way to
have
make a lot
it.
more money.
Yeah, yeah.
So this, I'm sorry, this total doesn't have the Q4 revenue in it?
No.
Okay.
That does
thought you said
not
it
come
did.
in until
Right.
usually middle of February. Because after the end of the quarter, they have 45 days to send the check.
So that,
So we have
the
not-
bottom line on this isn't -3.
Correct, correct. We don't have all the revenue here yet.
Right.
And that's still coming.
I thought you said
Yes.
it was all in. but-
Yeah, okay, yeah. No,
Oh,
you're not
sorry.
crazy.
I thought you were talking expenses, so
No, he
I
did- Yeah,
apologize.
he lumped them together. so,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. so
Yes.
That was,
No,
okay, good
we're not
clarification.
in that situation.
All right.
Okay.
I thought
correct.
you had to have your
Right.
CPR out of here pretty quick.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
But just to correct, Commissioner Thiede, you came in under budget for expenses, didn't you?
Yes, we were budgeted at 1.8 million,
And you
and we
came
came
in
in
at
at 1.6.
Yes. So
Five.
they-
That's good.
So we
Because you
were.
said they went over budget and they didn't, so, yeah.
Yeah, and we specifically saw this going into the year as it started to develop and knew that we needed to peel back significantly to make sure that we did not have a dire year this year because we had a lot of expenses.
Well, that makes me feel
And then
better.
obviously this year we're extracting almost $1 million for the move and the
Build out.
new relocation and everything. Yeah, so that's kind of why I'd like to see, again, with our 4M funds and so forth, and our policy and everything else, and what we want to keep that balance at, so forth, and see where that is, and make sure we're kind of on track, so.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thanks.
Good questions. Any other commissioner comments or requests? All right, looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.